So we just witnessed the launch of the ITB-supported Social Entrepreneurship Award. But now we are live on stage for a real award, the DO Award, from the Studienkreis of Tourismus for tourism development. ITB has supported this award for many, many years, so we are very happy that we can have it live on stage, even in digital times.
Yes, thank you, Rika. May I introduce myself? I'm Claudia Mitteneder from the Studienkreis for Tourismus and Entwicklung, and we are the organizers of the DO Award. And I also want to introduce Antje Monshausen from Tourism Watch, Bread of the World, and she will do the laudatory speech today. Antje.
Thank you, Claudia. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of responsible tourism, and dear esteemed award winners, I'm very proud to honor you today in this digital award ceremony. Let me start with a quote of the famous German poet Erich Fried, who wants the world to remain as it is, does not want it to remain at all. This quote is written on the Berlin Wall, which today is a major tourism attraction, but was for many decades the bloody borderline between two parts of one country. Living in Berlin, I can assure you that I not only believe in transformation, I know that it is possible. And projects and initiatives such as yours strengthen my deep belief that another tourism, a better tourism, is possible. Who wants the world to remain as it is, does not want it to remain at all, clearly contravenes any attempt to leave everything as it is, nor to opt for progress at any costs. It is the invitation to honestly and frankly evaluate benefits and costs of economic and political decisions. And this is what the DO Award stands for. It looks at tourism not just in mere numbers, but tries to understand how tourism is integrated in the larger vision of communities. Looking from this perspective, tourism is not a goal in itself, but a vehicle for community well-being. The DO Award is in its 27th year of existence, but its criteria were never more contemporary as today, in the midst of the deepest crisis in tourism ever. Current debates about sustainability, regeneration, and resilience in tourism show that the criteria of the DO Award can serve as a guiding compass to the future for a better tourism. The initiatives that we are honoring today protect and enhance fragile ecosystems. They keep awake and strengthen and revive traditions which already helped them to survive earlier crises. And their tourism initiatives are integrated and support holistic and resilient economic development. My first congratulations goes to Esfahk Historic Village. The villagers of this small oasis town in Iran decided to rebuild their old village after it lied in ruins for 30 years. The tourism income is an additional income source for the villagers. To avoid dependencies from tourism was always an important pillar for the concept. A very wise decision, as we all know today. I would also like to congratulate Bantage Khmer community-based tourism project. 4 communities in Cambodia decided to renovate their old temples. To avoid negative consequences from tourism, they decided to go for the quality of visitors instead for their quantity. This will be an important asset when tourism starts again post-COVID. Last but not least, I want to congratulate Rutas Ancestrales Araucarias, a Chilean tour operator in the hands of Mapuche community. During the last difficult years, the community developed a new source of income by planting and cultivating traditional trees. When tourism restarts, they can include this in their programs and even better explain how their spiritual worldviews are integrated in a healthy environment. Congratulations to all 3 DO Award winners. Transforming tourism means, first of all, the respect for the rights of people living in the destinations. This is the reason why the DO Award has a sister since 2017, the DO Human Rights Award. The 2020 awards on human rights goes to Fundación Renacer, representing the multi-stakeholder initiatives La Muralla Soy Yo from Cartagena, Colombia. La Muralla Soy Yo is an inspiring example on how a destination can join all forces, from public sector to civil society, from formal to informal businesses, to protect children from sexual exploitation. The 2021 award on human rights goes to Equality in Tourism, a global women's network that tackles the injustice of discrimination against women in destinations, along the supply chain, and in tourism leadership. By strengthening women's rights, Equality in Tourism pushes the whole sector to become more inclusive and thus more resilient. Don't Stop is written on the trophy of the To-Do Human Rights Award, and I extend this wish to the 3 To-Do Award winners from Cambodia, Iran, and Chile. Your energy and passion is illuminating the path for better tourism in the future. Congratulations and my deep respect to your initiatives and to all 5 of you.
So, thank you very much, Antje. As Antje mentioned already, we are also honoring this year the winners of 2020. And we start with Renacer and their initiative La Muralla Soy Yo, the winner of the To-Do Award Human Rights in Tourism 2020, which come from Colombia.
And we continue with Equality in Tourism, as you already mentioned, a non-profit and global network for women based in London and run by 3 exceptional women. And they work to abolish that all stereotypes of gender should be abolished. And they are really transforming gender relations.
Yes. So we can start with Renacer.
Empresarios del turismo, trabajadores complementarios, funcionarios públicos, policías, profesores, líderes y lideresas estamos construyendo una muralla de protección para la niñez y la adolescencia frente a la explotación sexual comercial.
Su nombre significa mucho para nosotros. Nosotros creemos, igual que en la historia de Cartagena, la muralla defendió de muchos ataques y en este mensaje es profundamente, realmente esperanzador. Somos todos la muralla cuando hablamos de nuestros niños. En Cartagena la muralla somos todos y en el sector turístico hacemos una gran muralla para proteger a nuestros niños.
Esto ha implicado un compromiso real y activo de cada uno de nosotros, que se refleja no solo en trabajos individuales, sino colectivos, lo que ha permitido establecer un espacio de diálogo entre las comunidades, las instituciones educativas, el Estado, las empresas, la cooperación internacional y las organizaciones de la sociedad civil.
Surge como la muralla de protección, pero ha crecido esa muralla de protección y que ha llegado a todos los rincones de la ciudad, ha llegado a las comunidades. En las comunidades hay redes de madres y de padres de familia que protegen a los niños y a las niñas. En las playas, en algunas playas hay carperos y hay músicos que están protegiendo a los niños y a las niñas también contra la explotación sexual. La policía, las empresas de turismo se han vinculado con su sello de COPE, pero también con acciones contundentes y permanentes para prevenir la explotación sexual.
Desde 2008 venimos colocando un bloque de acciones que se traducen en códigos de conducta, sanción judicial, movilización y sensibilización, entre otros, lo que permite continuar en la construcción de esta muralla humana para hacer de Cartagena de Indias un entorno protector.
La muralla Soy Yo, una estrategia creada en Cartagena de Indias, una ciudad hermosa al norte de Colombia, una ciudad que es símbolo del turismo y de lo que fue nuestra historia en América Latina en la colonización. Hoy la Cartagena hermosa, bella, la Cartagena afro, es una Cartagena que se eleva emocionalmente frente a la prevención de la explotación sexual de niños, niñas y adolescentes. Nuestra muralla grande de protección somos todos, somos los empresarios, somos las organizaciones de la sociedad civil, son los niños, niñas, adolescentes, son las empresas del turismo, pero muy importante, un Estado comprometido con la protección de su niñez. Creo que todos juntos estamos marcando la diferencia y hoy hemos recibido el reconocimiento por los premios To-Do para el desarrollo o para los derechos humanos. Este premio TUDU que nos da a nosotros mucha fuerza para continuar. Estos premios TUDU nos muestra que vamos por un camino correcto, nos muestra que el camino que hemos escogido es el camino que debemos seguir para la protección de la niñez. Yo hago un llamado a todas las empresas y a todos los destinos turísticos del mundo para que estos destinos turísticos empiecen a construir sus propias murallas de protección, para que estos destinos turísticos no tengan miedo a enfrentar un problema tan grande como el que hemos tenido en la ciudad de Cartagena. Hoy en Colombia no es solamente la ciudad de Cartagena que está siendo homenajeada con esto, sino muchas otras ciudades. La ciudad de Riohacha, donde hoy me encuentro, que es una ciudad que también se viene comprometiendo con la protección de los niños y las niñas, y todo el Caribe colombiano. Así que los invito a todos los destinos turísticos, para que hoy se unan a este clamor y a este llamado para proteger a los niños y las niñas y los derechos humanos de los niños, niñas y mujeres en el entorno turístico.
So, we heard now the La Muralla Soy Yo, and we start with that was the thank you video already? We start
with gender equality now.
Yes,
equality in tourism.
That's right, and we now want to introduce you to the equality in tourism from Great Britain.
At Equality in Tourism, we work tirelessly to create just and sustainable tourism by transforming gender relations in tourism organisations and in destinations. Through cutting-edge research and thought leadership, we bring concepts, methods and actions to increase gender equality throughout tourism. Our 2 Sun, Sand and Ceilings reports have revealed just how few women there are at the top of tourism organisations and how terribly slow progress towards gender equality is. We promote gender equality through a human rights approach to tourism and align it with SDG 5, and we encourage others to do so. We fight discrimination, we promote true empowerment, and we challenge inequality in all its forms wherever we find it. At Equality in Tourism, we generate ideas, we produce resources, we manage projects, and we work with a variety of organisations across the world that share our ideas. We've got great ideas about how each and every tourism organisation can promote and improve gender equality. Our website's got a variety of resources to help people understand gender equality in tourism and women's empowerment.
Equality in tourism isn't just about theory, and our work in Tanzania is clear evidence that we can demonstrate that tourism can be a key contributor to the empowerment of women. Empowering women is not only about the importance of women achieving their potential within the sector itself, but critically, it must also be an opportunity for women in local communities who not only fail to benefit from it, but have no concept of what it even is. They're too poor and marginalized to make sense of the wealth that surrounds them. This is true in the Kilimanjaro region, where we've partnered with a dynamic women's empowerment organisation, normally focusing on women's legal rights and gender-based violence, to make linkages between impoverished farming women and the many hotels catering for the trekking and safari businesses. We've trained our partners to understand the development potential of tourism, hotels to understand the value of backward linkages into the community, rather than buying their produce from dealers who themselves bought them at below production prices from local farming women. Project partners have trained the women to farm so that they can provide the quantity, quality and consistency of horticultural produce that the hotels require in farming as a business, in entrepreneurship, in their legal rights as women, in creating and running a co-op so they can work together in running a shop, in saving for the first time in their lives through microfinance. We're all passionate about what we've achieved on the tiniest of budgets and combating the impacts of climate change and the global pandemic as well. Initiatives like this don't fit into most funders' agendas or budgets, and now we need financial support to share our learning and evidence so that other women living in tourism hotspots can find a new future together through this industry. Thank you.
Thank you. And here they are. There are these three wonderful ladies. I'm so happy to see you, Stroma, Angela, and Tricia. And here is your award. I can give it next time without Corona and hug you and really want to transfer our respect and congratulations. I have three very short questions because we don't have much time, but how would equality in tourism see change happening in the world of hospitality and tourism?
Well, can I just say, on behalf of Equality in Tourism, I'd like to thank the Studienkreis für Tourismus und Entwicklung for this award, which has taken us completely by surprise. And we're incredibly honored and humbled to be recognized in this way. And we share this award with all the people that we're working with to raise the profile of human rights and gender equality in tourism. Our wonderful volunteers, our associates, our collaborators, and all the women who are struggling on a daily basis for the recognition they deserve, for decent and dignified working conditions and a place at the centers of decision-making where their voices can make a fundamental difference to the way our society is structured. And this recognition is especially important in this time of crisis. So it will inspire us to keep persevering with our goals. Now, in terms of change happening in the world of tourism hospitality, we believe that change is happening far too slowly. It absolutely must speed up. We need to be aware that we are in a gender inequality emergency in the same way as we are in a climate emergency, and the two are interlinked. Gender equality is indeed exacerbated by climate change. The tourism and hospitality industry needs to take a human rights approach to tourism, in which gender equality is part of a company's due diligence responsibility in the context of an equity, diversity, and inclusion strategy. Gender equality needs to be integrated into every aspect of business practice, not just boardrooms and senior positions, but in all key decision-making fora of the company, down to housekeeping staff and cleaners, where they deserve decent and dignified working conditions and career prospects. Gender equality principles need to be permeate into outsourced companies as well, supply chains and franchises. And women in the informal sector need adequate support packages, especially during this time of the pandemic, supporting financial hardship and care responsibilities. And that would be an important start.
I think you said it all, you all in one answer. So thank you so much. And you want to add something? Okay.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, please. Please, Stroma, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about the steps with which to reach those goals that Angela just talked about. And I think the first step is recognition. And I think that this award today is the beginning of that recognition, the growing prominence of not only equality in tourism, but gender responsible tourism as well. And also the emergence of sister organisations like Women in Tourism Indonesia, for example. So I think that that is the start, but it needs to be much wider than that across all sectors, embedded as Angela said, throughout supply chains as well. And the second step would be for companies to actually take some action. It's not enough just to recognise some organisations that do great things. We've got to have the companies taking actions as well. They need a policy which is properly resourced and embedded throughout their organisations, that not only includes fair pay and equal recognition, equal training and promotion opportunities, but also commits to a fair work-life balance, because so many in tourism struggle with that. And very special attention needs to be given to gender-based violence, because that is so rampant throughout the industry. Every company's got to have a code of conduct and clear reporting lines so that people can report harassment without prejudice. And that also needs to be socialised throughout companies. And companies have got to commit to generating sex aggregated data so that we can see if any progress is being made. And I think once we've got companies on board doing that, the next step would be third-party independent auditing, because as we know, when there isn't third-party auditing, there's a plethora of organisations out there which lack the teeth. And companies that want to demonstrate they're improving gender equality need to be rewarded. So I would look to ITB in future years holding an award for companies that have taken the initiative, have got a policy in place, and so that the best practice can be showcased and other countries want to follow suit and gain that award. We need to sing the praises of companies that are good at gender equality, as well as singing the praises of companies that do sustainability really well, or carbon offsetting really well, or any of the other things, multiple things that they get awards for. We take gender equality very seriously, and we want other companies to give it that kind of priority. We don't want it to be a jargonistic bandwagon that people jump on board. We want, some serious, proper action. We want deep change. And if companies want to begin that process, want to start that journey, please get in touch with us and take a pledge that you want to embed gender equality throughout your organisation.
Yeah, because travellers also need to know that there are companies out there who are doing it. Right.
Absolutely, and that will come firstly with awards. It will come firstly with people, accepting they're going to do it and talking about it. But I think we've also got to consider the power of the online travel agents, Rika, and that they have to be able to, the booking platforms have to be able to transform tourism. All right, so we need something that is there and very obviously there, so that people can take gender equality on board with their purchasing decisions in the same way as they take other things on board with their purchasing decisions.
Thank you all. We will pick that up. We will discuss for sure next year again. I promise you this will be on the agenda. But unfortunately, we have to stop now because there are other award winners who want to speak with us as well.
Of course.
In Cambodia. I mean, that's very international today. So thank you, ladies. Wonderful. And see you again. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, and now we start with the DO Award for Socially Responsible Tourism. In 2020, we had two winners. One was Esfahk Historic Village from Iran and Banjama community-based tourism from Cambodia. And we will start with the project from Iran.
سلام، حسین هستم از تیم مرمت پروژه اسفحک. به عنوان نماینده اینجا انتخاب شدم که صحبت کنم از طرف تیم. همونطور که تو ویدیو قبلی دیدین، ما حدوداً 10 سال پیش بود که در واقع مرمت رو با یکی از خونه‌های اسفحک شروع کردیم و واقعا فکرش نمی‌کردیم به اینجایی که الان هستیم برسیم. خب این در واقع تیم مشارکت مردمی پشت پروژه بود که تونست در جهت در واقع پیشرفت این پروژه به ما کمک کنه. حالا که این فرصت تشکر برای من پیش اومده، میخوام اول از همه به طور ویژه به صورت در واقع مشارکتی که با هم داشتیم یه تشکر ویژه کنم از اهالی روستای اسفحک و تیم فنی مهندسی در واقع امارات خورشید. دوستانمون در تهران هستن که تونستن تو زمینه مرمت و نکات فنی و در واقع تو بحث مقاوم سازی و آسیب شناسی در برابر زلزله تو این پروژه به ما کمک کنن. عرضم به حضور شما از ارگان‌های مختلف دولتی و سازمان‌های دولتی که تو زمینه زیرساخت‌ها به ما کمک کردن تشکر ویژه داریم. از دوستانمون از آلمان که در واقع تونستن با در واقع تورایی که به اسفحک میارن، خب ما بتونیم اسفحک رو بیشتر به مخصوصا آلمانی‌ها معرفی کنیم. مخصوصا از تیم تودو که در واقع از این بابت یه فرصت در اختیار ما قرار داد که بتونیم پروژه اسفحک رو معرفی کنیم و جایزه بین‌المللی این در واقع مؤسسه یا تیم رو از آن خود بکنیم. تشکر ویژه داریم از در واقع پدر مادرامون که تو این راه همراه ما شدن و اون آداب و رسوم و اون فرهنگ و در واقع خونه‌های خود رو در اختیار ما جوونا قرار دادن که بتونیم در واقع در جهت بازسازی و احیای این پروژه در واقع بتونیم کار رو پیش ببریم. در پایان هم یه تشکر ویژه داریم از در واقع تیم تودو که با این جایزه‌ای که به هر حال از آن پروژه اسفحک کردن تونستیم یک دلگرمی خیلی در واقع زیادی از این جایزه بگیریم در جهت مرمت و بازسازی و ادامه راه در واقع مرمت خونه‌های بافت تاریخی اسفحک. ممنونم از شما.
Thank you. That was really a very impressive community-driven action as well. But in 2020, where we couldn't celebrate because of the pandemic, we had 2 winners. We also had a winner from Cambodia, and that's the Ban Thai Khmer community-based tourism project, where 4 communities close to a large temple compound decided to renovate their old Khmer temples, but they also decided to learn from negative tourism experiences from over-tourism, as we already heard before, and they decided to go for quality of visitors rather than for quantity. So a big applause also to Ban Thai Khmer community-based tourism.
It's very peaceful, and you feel as if you're getting away from all this mass tourism. The trees make it even more special somehow.
Don't you feel, is it your private temple?
At the moment, it probably is.
Yeah, yes, your private temple.
It's a private temple, yeah.
Feel a bit like Indiana Jones at the moment.
Hello, welcome to Bantishma, Cambodia. I'm Sophal, General Manager of Community-Based Tourism Project in Bantishma. I'm standing here, one of the beautiful temples of Bantishma. On behalf of the CBT organization group, we happy won to do award in 2020. In Bantishma, we have many tourism activities. We have traditional homestay, traditional music, tent camping, temple tour guide, local food, and other tourism activities. We hope we'll be able to meet you soon in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. So our heart goes out to Cambodia. We also wanted to get connected, but it didn't work. But we're sending our best regards and all our love to Cambodia as well, and congratulations. And now is the award winner for 2021.
Yes, it's Rutas Ancestrales Araucarias.
In Chile.
Yes. And we
Muy buenas tardes, un saludo muy cordial para cada uno de ustedes desde Gualmapu, territorio mapuche en el sur de Chile, en estos tiempos tan complejos con el COVID-19 que nos ha tocado vivir y nos afecta a todo el mundo. Estamos muy felices y agradecidos al jurado del premio DO Award 2021 por el reconocimiento de nuestra experiencia. Rutas Ancestrales de Araucarias es una iniciativa asociativa que empezó en el año 2012, cuando un grupo de guías locales de Cuidarrehue en el sur de Chile se organizaron para ofrecer rutas que permitieran dar a conocer la cultura mapuche a través de la propia comunidad y recorrer el bosque nativo del territorio. Nuestra experiencia se ha levantado en forma autogestionada, con mucho esfuerzo por parte de la comunidad, quienes han visto que a través de esta iniciativa pueden cuidar y dar a conocer su cultura y la importancia que tiene para ellos el cuidado del bosque nativo, de sus aguas y de las semillas ancestrales de sus huertas. Actualmente son 25 las familias más los guías locales que forman parte de esta experiencia asociativa, trabajando en red y generando experiencias turísticas que ponen en valor su patrimonio biocultural. Nuestro banco comunitario al servicio de la comunidad, el programa de voluntariado y desde este año una nueva iniciativa con la red de viveros nativos de la comunidad para promover reforestaciones y compensar la huella de carbono son otras iniciativas que estamos desarrollando con las familias de esta red. A través de este tipo de experiencia, nuestros pueblos originarios pueden compartir su cultura y a la vez protegerla. Y es una herramienta para que puedan comunicar sus sueños, anhelos y también las luchas que han mantenido por generaciones y que muchas veces no han sido escuchadas o son incomprendidas. Estas experiencias, cada vez más recurrentes en los países de América Latina, permiten a las comunidades locales quedarse en sus territorios, fortalecer su identidad cultural y abrirles nuevas perspectivas de desarrollo manejando los recursos locales, cuidando el medio ambiente. Sin duda, el COVID-19 va a cambiar la forma de hacer turismo en el mundo y estamos convencidos de que cada vez habrán más personas buscando experiencias turísticas vinculadas a las comunidades locales, que permitan conocer su cultura y promuevan el cuidado del medio ambiente. Muchas gracias a cada una de las socias y socios de Rutas Ancestrales de Araucarias que pone su sabiduría y su cariño al servicio de esta red, para que este sueño, que hace muchos años tuvieron un grupo de mujeres luchadoras de Cuidarrehue, se haya hecho realidad y hoy día sea reconocida a nivel internacional. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, and very impressive. Here it is, going all the way to Chile.
Congratulations. Yes, we are very happy to announce that all 5 winners will get a prize money of 5,000 Swiss francs, each sponsored by SST, the Swiss Foundation for Solidarity in Tourism. Thank you very much for this kind of sponsorship. And we want to thank all sponsors. They all helped together that this award ceremony and the whole award can take place. So thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much, Rika, for co-moderating me.
Thank you for
the big support. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the To Do Award is one of the best awards in the world because they are really authentic awards and they really look after community-based tourism. It's not greenwashing, it's real, authentic, sustainable tourism. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here with the awards. Once again, thank you to all the winners. And I think that's it. That was our first award ceremony for ITB Now. We'll have another one today.
And
so
next year live.
Stay connected.